In Milwaukee and Minneapolis, getting things was a lot easier for me because I was big fish in a small pond as far as like my type. There weren't a lot of like African American male actors in that area, so it was easier almost for me to, you know, get roles. I walk into audition, like walk away feeling I got that easily. Right. But like here, I look in like audition call for like a 20 to 30 male African American actors, and I walk in, I'm like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, you know, like thinking of all my competition.
Right now, I'm a legal 18, so I think that it's really important to embrace that and compete with the 15-year-olds for those 15-year-old roles. So definitely the teenage girls and Disney Channel, Nickelodeon type of things. I love it and I embrace it.
Well, I think so often as an incredible, just multifaceted, self-assured Black woman, a lot of the roles that I see on breakdown services, because now I don't have my agent here, so I'm looking at them. They tend to not always be as layered as I like, be as fresh. The language is not always, they're not always as interesting. And I think that's one of the greatest things about being an artist and being an actress, is that we can tell these really wonderful stories. And I'm attracted to great writing because I'm a writer as well. But so often when I'm looking at these casting notices, sometimes they can be very stereotypical. They want us to put us in just like the ghetto box. And I don't think, because if you know the root and the history of ghetto, you know, it did not begin with African Americans. So it's layered. But I think that I feel very blessed because even though I'm not a household name and I'm not making millions of dollars yet, I still know how to say no. I don't have to say yes to everything, and I don't.
How can a person with a last name like mine play someone who's British? Or if I talk like this, like I'm from East LA, which I was born in Boyle Heights, you know, I mean, I don't look like that. So again, I didn't fit in. So that was my dilemma. And I really virtually gave up. And the sad part, not only giving up, but all these years, it's almost the same. I see young people or young roles. I just read the LA Times not too long ago, and they have all these up and coming, you know, young people in roles, and there was not one Hispanic or Latin, you know, up and coming young actor or actress. You know, it's always, the majority are Anglo or Caucasian. There's a few sprinkling of, there's Indian and of course the African Americans are Black. So, but Hispanics, it's been a very tough road for us.
And that's why I've been doing stand-up comedy too, because it's like, it's my thing, it's me. I write my material, I perform it, it's me, and it's who I am from inside, and no one can tell me, no, you can't do that. And so it's, if I don't do it myself, then I don't see anyone else casting me, unless it's like a person that's on the same page and it's like, hey, you'd be great at this and let's cast you as it.
I traveled back to the Philippines back and forth just because when I was 14, I was offered a contract there in the Philippines just to sing. So then I did that for a while, and then I told my dad I miss acting, because acting in the Philippines is way different from the acting here in America. Like, in the Philippines, they're more dramatic. I think just because of the culture, because of course everywhere is different, but being in the Philippines, they want it more like, if you're gonna cry, you must cry. That's the thing. You must see tears in the eyes. But here, it's like, if you can cry, you can, but if you can't, you know what I mean? It's really chill. But I was really fortunate that I got a contract there, but then I told my dad, I miss acting in America. I just miss like playing different roles, because here it's really different. Like, you get to play the mean girl, I know, someone being mentally ill, like those hard, difficult roles. Like, I miss trying to go into roles like that. And like in the Philippines, they don't have roles like that whatsoever. It's basically like there's the bad girl and the good girl, then like, or the bad stepmom and something like that's basically cliche. But I just miss acting here. So I said, Dad, I need to come back.
We don't have a lot of like black people or like even mixed people even or in the industry at all. So when we get people who are of a different skin color or from a different cultural background, they are put in the most typical stereotypes that they are out there. So if they're Japanese, you know, they're very traditional and they walk around in the kimono. If they're black, you know, they're ghetto and they're very shady. Germany is not very broad in that aspect, I would say, but that's only from what I have seen so far. It could be, you know, that there are some like independent movies that try to break out of there, but all of the big blockbusters in cinema from like Germany that were produced there are all white. And if they're not, they're just very stereotypical. They're not very open, as I would say, to, if it's in film. In theater, they don't really care. Or at least that was my experience, because I never had a problem. But in movie and film, they're very, yeah, they're very boxed and keep to themselves, which means like white everywhere.
So you think America is actually more progressive?
It's getting there, yes, I do think so, because I have the feeling there are more roles now that can be played or that are open to be played by mixed races or by, you know, anybody really. If you're good, you can play the role. I do feel that it's slowly going that way, but it's like a very slow progress.